as we have our own series here. We're following our own CranKy Duckling into the quarterfinals. And spawning in the top right-hand corner of Ancient Cistern, we have one of the best Protoss players in all of Europe, representing Storm Gaming from the land of Denmark. It is MaxPax. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Ancient Cistern, we have his opponent. We have the Brazilian Zerg player representing the CranKy Ducklings. It is Erik. Oh, let's go, Poppy. Let's go. Erik, of course, just took down the best Zerg player in Korea. Just took down Dark in a 2-1 series. And we'll see if he can cause an upset here against MaxPax. Erik, of course, has a very aggressive outlook on this matchup. And speaking of aggression, we have a we have a hatch block. Let's go. We have a proxy hatch. So for those wondering, this is designed merely to delay MaxPax. It is only designed to delay the Nexus. Erik is going to drone up behind this. He should be going for a hatchery back at home. He does have eyes on the probe though, and MaxPax is still staying across the map, forcing the unnatural natural, and the boys are being pulled here. Erik taking this very seriously. There we go. He's able to get his expansion. As again, it is a hatch, technically a hatch pool, and he cannot afford to have this base delayed. Meanwhile, the boys are also being pulled from MaxPax as he tries to deny this hatchery, stop it from going up. We do have a chrono on the Zealot, and I believe this is a full wall as well, as we have a gate, and a cyber core. So MaxPax taking this very seriously, but again, Erik is going to be going for a macro opener behind this. So it's kind of like it's a way to force a delayed Nexus. It's the equivalent of a pylon, I guess, from the Protoss to delay the natural. As we actually finished the hatchery. Oh my god. Interesting choice here. Interesting choice. The hatchery does finish from Erik, so it's going to take a little bit longer here to clean up. Oh, the Broodlings, they go for the pylon. They shouldn't get it, but they do go for it nonetheless. Oh, we have an Overlord on the way. Let's go. Can we get a second? No, just one. One Overlord on the way. Just going to be delaying that Nexus even further, keeping MaxPax on one base as we drone up behind this. I was going to say it's the equivalent of pylon blocking a Zerg. There we go. Overlord does pop out. It's safe. And now MaxPax is going across the map with 2 adepts, and this is going to be a scary moment for Erik. He has Queens on the way. He has Lings on the way as well, but they are delayed. So MaxPax, with good enough control, he can pick off some workers. Erik has to do the best he can to try and keep his drones alive. Here we go. The adepts are threatening a shade. They do cancel the shade into the main. They're heading towards the natural. They do get one drone. Erik 1 second too late to pull that back. Oh, he gets a second drone as well. But the adepts are being surrounded, so maybe it's worth it. 2 adepts go down. Erik, nicely done, does end up trapping those adepts. They still lost 2 drones. Oof. Meanwhile, we see MaxPax just microing his heart out with this Zealot. Is going to be cleaned up. Behind this, MaxPax finally working on his Nexus is quite delayed, but it's on the way nonetheless, and it is going to be a Stargate follow-up, so pretty standard all around. But that's what's also scary about MaxPax, is that he doesn't have to play standard. He can also, with a flip of a switch, just be a hyper-aggressive player. We could see him go for a Void Ray, we could see him go for an all-in, but we see an Oracle. So just a delayed standard opener here from MaxPax. With the death of those adepts, he does kind of give up map control. He does warp in a couple more. Ooh, as Erik has to be careful not to lose this Overlord, and he eventually will, especially with the high ground vision provided by this Oracle. Behind this, Erik is taking a 3rd base. He's just droning on up back at home. Chilean. And yeah, with this Oracle, this Overlord should get picked off. Oof. And MaxPax is going straight for a 3rd. So things are going to be settling down here. Again, just a bit of a chaotic start to the game. But things are calming down overall. Oh, we do have three more Adepts moving out across the map to head towards the natural. At the same time, the Oracle dips in towards the main. Is forced back. Second Oracle being produced, though. So MaxPax still going to be hyper aggressive to try and pick off whatever workers he can. Oh, the Lings are not here. Oh, and the Adepts are going to shade into the natural. Ay, ay, ay. Lings just a little bit out of position. As the drones will come back. Oh, and they do shade into the main as well, but the Queens are waiting for them, and oh, the Adepts are going to get picked off. 3 Adepts for 2 drones isn't what we want, but the Spore isn't ready, and the Oracles dive in. Oh, no Spore at the natural. Oh my god. MaxPax finding so much damage. 7 drones in total. Erik being punished for his greed. And with 3 Oracles, we have so much potential for damage. I love this. Very slick moves. MaxPax sends his weakened Oracle back at home to defend his 3rd. Meanwhile, his other 2 high energy, high health Oracles go for the harass. As Erik is getting into Bloodsworn melee, getting into a Roach Warren, should be getting set up here for Lingbane Roach Ravager. A pretty standard composition of choice for Erik. So nothing too wild, nothing coming out of left field, but oh my god, the Oracles, they dive back in. The way that they were able to just circle around the Queens. 3 more drones go down. Again, Erik being punished for not having any spores. The reason for this, for those wondering, is because we have 3 Queens here. Like, usually 3 Queens should be enough to defend. We should be able to, like, cut some corners and avoid that spore, but MaxPax was just too good for that. Meanwhile, oh! Ling around by, gets 1 probe. It's 1 probe, it's something. The Oracles dip in, they get the gas mining workers as well. 3 drones go down. Yeah, Erik sustaining a lot of economic losses, and we can see that reflected in the worker count. Look at the probes. Look at the workers. The Protoss compared to the Zerg. MaxPax up 10 plus workers. Jesus. And Erik may just go all in here. He's getting a macro hatchet, he's getting a 4th base, sure, but he doesn't really have much saturation here. Stalkers are rushing across the map. They don't have Blink yet, but they do have Oracles to support them. The hatchery's going to finish. Erik is going to try and save it. He's coming in from behind, going to try and get a wraparound on these Stalkers. Blink is not done. But again, the Oracles are just making mincemeat out of all these Lings. Ooh. And the Queens all go down. Blink has now finished. Erik will hold on to his base. But at the cost of 3 Queens. From here, I'm keeping an eye on the drone count. We have 55 drones. Are we going to saturate this 4th? I don't believe so. We have a massive wave of Lings on the way. Roaches as well. Oh, the Queens are being focused down. We do have a Blink, but Erik is diving on this. But again, the Oracles, they support this so well. It's so difficult to get a wraparound, and we have a Bay on the way. We have a 2nd Robo as well. MaxPax is getting ready to transition into Colossus or Disruptors, depending on what he wants. Erik just now is going to be droning. But his worker count is so low. And a big reason for this is because he's been losing so many drones throughout the course of this game. Looking at the unit loss tab, 15 drones have gone down. Far too many. As here we go, Erik splits up his army. He's going to try and go for a bit of a counterattack. He is distracting MaxPax here on the right-hand side, pulling away his Stalkers. At the same time, he does head towards the 4th base of MaxPax. We do have an overcharge, but the Roaches are here to deal with the shield battery. Shield battery and cannon go down. Lings do get into the mineral line. Probes are going to go down at the same time. Erik is coming in on the right-hand side. 5 workers get picked off, but the wall is a wall, and MaxPax was ready for this. Up! Or was he? There was no shield battery. The Lings are coming on in. He goes to the pylon, and he will be able to depower these gateways. Oh, at the same time, the force on the left-hand side is coming on in. Erik is pulling MaxPax apart right now. Or is he? MaxPax was able to split up his army. No, the probes in the main! They turn around and fight the Lings. That's not what you want to be seeing here. An entire mineral line goes down. At the same time, Erik is hitting that fourth base. He has broken on through. He's getting a second mineral line as well. Wow, despite the low worker count, Erik, can he get the fourth? The Nexus is under threat. The Colossus are coming out. We have a recall. The recall is done in time, but the Nexus will still fall. This is going to cost Erik a lot of army supply. But he does cripple the economy of MaxPax. Erik does take the economic lead, but he needs to make an army to survive because MaxPax is going to be going for a counterattack. And Erik is going to try and force MaxPax to stay at home. And yeah, he has to respond. The Protoss has to respond here to the Ling aggression. Back behind this, we have roaches on the way. Spire is thrown down as well. The Lings are rotating over. Again, it's so important for Erik to keep the Protoss' attention back at home, at the natural, at the third. But here we go, MaxPax, he wants none of it. He's pushing out. Vipers are on the way, but we need more time, Papa. We need more time to build up an army. The army of MaxPax has been revealed, and Erik is going for a counterattack. We may end up in a base trade. But this isn't enough to force a base trade. That's the thing. Here we go. MaxPax is laying siege upon the fourth base of Erik, and Erik cannot hold on to it. We have a blink on forward. Drones are falling left and right. Erik is going for the third, but we have reinforcements. We have defensive warp-ins. Erik's going for a greater spire. Mate, that's crazy. There's no way to hold on to the greater spire, Poppy. There's no way. There's no way to survive that long either. Here we go. Erik is moving on forward here. We have a yoink on the Colossus. Both. Oh my god, the pickup micro. One Colossus goes down, but the other is saved. It looks like MaxPax just has too much. Erik did a great job counterattacking, but taking up to a hive, taking up to a greater spire was a little bit too ambitious. We just needed more Ling Bane Roach Ravager, and it looks like MaxPax has too much. GG gets called, and MaxPax will take the first game. Erik just maybe assuming that MaxPax would give him the room and give him the time to tech into that hive, to tech into that greater spire. Too greedy. Too greedy, Poppy. Too greedy. MaxPax will take the first game. But Erik did make him work for it. Erik making him sweat towards the end. Erik clearly showing that when it comes to the multitasking, it's very similar to how he was able to beat Dark as well, right? You know, coming in from multiple angles, somehow slipping into the main base or the natural as well. It is something that is definitely world-class from Erik. You know, Erik, he is one of the best players in Latin America, and he's showing that he can go toe-to-toe with the best of them. Ooh. But now we're getting ready for game 2, and can he tie up the series? Alright, here we go. Game number 2 going to be on Gresvan. Can Erik fight back here? I believe, Papi. I believe. He's probably going to go for another hatch block. Let's go. And here we go. Spawning in the top left-hand corner. Oh, good. That was my mistake. In the top left-hand corner of Gresvan, we have the European Protoss player, the red Protoss representing Storm Gaming, currently up 1-0 in this series. It is MaxPax. I apologize for that. For the random observer chat. And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner, going for the 13-12. Let's go, Bobby. We have the Brazilian Zerg representing the CranKy Ducklings. It is Erik. And I'm excited to see what this is for. Is he going to pull out at 100 minerals, or is he going to commit to the roach push? Oh boy, here we go. Erik going for another aggressive opener. We have seen this time and time again. We saw this against Creature earlier today. We'll see if MaxPax can scout and recognize what exactly is going on. As he's going for a probe scout across the map, he should be going up into the main and confirming the opener, and there we go. We are indeed pulling out of gas. And this isn't going to be a Ling flood. If you remember, 4 Lings, only 4 Lings. This, if you'd believe it or not, is an economic opener. Lings are going to be chasing away the probe here. They're going to be denying any scouting, and Erik is, despite the 13-12 opener, is droning and is going to go for an expansion. Yeah, and MaxPax does confirm that. Back at home, we see MaxPax going for a full wall. He's going for a second pylon and going for a Zealot as well. So MaxPax is respecting this a lot. He doesn't want to die to an all-in. But again, Erik is droning. You know, Erik is hoping for an overreaction, for a big response out of MaxPax, and behind this he's going to try and get an economic lead as well. As Lings are going to be able to clean up the probe and contain MaxPax here on his 2 bases. MaxPax will counterattack with some adepts, but by the time that happens, we will have Ling speed and we will have enough Lings to clean up that adept. At least that is the hope here for Erik. And here we go. The first adept is zooming across the map. Second probe gets cleaned up as well. Ooh, MaxPax being kept in the dark. We do have Ling speed. 4 Lings are enough to kill an adept as long as the control is good enough. It looks like we're going to have the support of the Queen as well. Oh, we do take a hit on those Lings though. Not the best start. But MaxPax, he confirms that the base exists. He confirms that at least the hatchery is there. We even have a shield battery. MaxPax, again, taking this very seriously. The adept shading around here, trying to get into the main, trying to get into the natural. Ooh, does commit to the shade, and we have a delayed reaction out of Erik. Ooh, 1 drone is going to go down. Does clean up that adept in the end. And Erik should be going for that 3rd base. There we go. He does have enough Lings for map control, but again, merely just map control as Erik does pull back into gas and is going to continue to drone. Droning will continue. Meanwhile, MaxPax hasn't thrown down any tech yet. As I say that, there we go. It is going to be not a Stargate opener, but a Twilight Council instead. I think this is a wise choice here. MaxPax is not playing standard. I think Erik wants that. He wants a faster 3rd. He wants an Oracle opener. Instead, it's looking to be either Glaives. Nah, it's going to be Glaives. Drones are pulled out of gas. Glaive Adepts. The question is, how many gateways? As MaxPax is going to be sending his adept army across the map. Glaive less for the time being. Oh, here we go. The adepts have revealed themselves. Lings are on the way. Do we have enough to deal with this? Because that's a lot of adepts. But they don't commit to the shade. Meanwhile, we have 2 gateways here at the natural. We have 2 on the way in the main. So 4 gate Glaive adept. A very aggressive opener. Very aggressive build, I should say. Meanwhile, Lings get a full surround. We do force a recall. I believe 1 adept goes down. And Erik behind this, he sees the lack of 3rd base. We have a Roach Horn on the way. We have a Lair as well. Erik has to be careful not to drone up too much. Droning up to around 40 to between 40 and 45 is acceptable. It's okay. Any more than that, and yeah, you're playing with fire. Here we go. Oh my god. It's not just a 4-gate Glaive Adept. 2 more gates are thrown down. It is 6 gates in total. MaxPax is going all in with pure Glaive Adepts. And Erik, this is going to be a tight hold here. Investing into the Lair, again, is resources invested somewhere where it really shouldn't be. We need more Roaches. We need more Lings. MaxPax is sending everything across the map. Erik getting ready for a counterattack, maybe hoping that this is a 3rd, but there is no 3rd. Oof. Roaches are coming out. Erik stopping droning here at 42. That's a decent drone count to stop at, but can he keep up with the mass amount of adepts that are about to reveal themselves? They're going for the Queens. Queens do back off. The adepts are going to commit to a shade here into the natural. Drones are being focused down. Oh my god, 7 drones fall. Already an insane amount of damage, and this may just be too much. As the adept shade into the main as well. Oh my god, the Queen falls, the drones as well. Another warp-in goes in towards the third base. Erik just wasn't really set up for this. Ugh. And the all-in of Adepts has already done game-ending damage. 15 drones go down. MaxPax, if he wanted to, he could expand behind this, to be honest. Ay, ay, ay. We had an intense game one, but here in game number two, the all-in is just a little bit too much here. The roach count is decently high, and we have roach speed on the way, so Erik can go for a counterattack after this, but even if he does counterattack, we have an immortal on the way. The first immortal is on the way. Erik knocked down to 32 drones. At this point, Erik himself is being forced all in. I think he knows it. He's droning. He's crazy. Oh my god. We have a couple of drones on the way. As I say that, we lose the drone as well at the third. More drones on the way. Erik wants to try and macro out of this. He's crazy. He's Erik. He has no fear. Oh, god. Okay, we're going to try and recover economically. We're going to try and catch up in drones. Bold move, Erik. Bold move. Overseer being morphed in across the map. But that prism is still just crippling the economy of Erik. Oh no. As MaxPax looks for some more damage, the Queen's having a hard time keeping up with this. Meanwhile, MaxPax is going to be moving out and more drones go down. You don't want to be a drone in this game. You don't want to be a worker, Papi. As MaxPax is sending everything across the map. He's got 2 immortals. He's got his glaive adepts. And 2 immortals is all you need. The Queen's finally catching up with the prism, but it still escapes the clutches of the Queens. Goes into the natural. Not like this, Papi. Not like this. And here we go. The Immortals have arrived. The Roach is doing what they can, but again, there's just so much buff over the Immortals. This hatchery, in mere seconds, it gets focused down. And Erik is being overwhelmed. He's doing what he can to hold on. He goes to the bile, does get dodged here on the right-hand side. The Adepts are being forced back by a force of Roaches. But now we have 3 Immortals. Oh. And with the power of 3 Immortals, I mean, you can have as many Roaches, you can be maxed out with Roaches, and you're still gonna have a hard time against this, mate. The boys are evacuating the natural base, but it is too much Protoss. Erik put up a valiant effort in this series, but GG gets called, and MaxPax will take the 2-0. Oh, GG. GG, well played. Congratulations to MaxPax as he does take the series. Oh, Erik was close though. He was close in game 1. It was a very chaotic game and he was almost able to take it. But here in game 2, MaxPax does assert himself here with his glaive adepts, with his all-in, and yeah, Erik just wasn't able to keep up. GG. MaxPax does move on to the semi-finals, and we'll see who he's going to be facing there in those semis. Meanwhile, of course, again, massive shout out to Erik. You know, Erik, he's he's one of my hijitos. He's one of my many sons. Yeah, Erik did very well for himself to make it this far in the tournament, to take down Creature and to also take down Dark, and to have a really solid game 1 against MaxPax as well. So shout out to Erik. He did really put in a lot of work, and yeah, was able to kind of make his mark and prove himself here in ESL Open Cup Americas. So GG, Erik, GG. Fala galera, papi, fala galera. Obrigado. That's all the Portuguese I know. That's all the Brazilian I know. Meanwhile, we are just going to be trying to see what else has been going on here. It looks like we have some updates. Bjorn did 2-0 Wayne, and Bjorn is waiting in the semi-finals for the winner of Solar versus Nice. Meanwhile, Gumiho 2-1 Hero Marine. And Gumiho is going to be going up against MaxPax here in the semis. So we have MaxPax, Gumiho, Björn, and an unknown player. Either Nice or Solar. Should be Solar, but again, Nice is a very powerful player, and that series could go either way.